The consensus among scientists is that we are in an era of global heating and extreme weather events, primarily due to the devastating effects of human action on the environment. Why are researchers concerned, and what are the implications for health? The Lancet Countdown team is a group of over 120 leading experts on climate, public health, economy, and political science, among others, who have committed to monitoring climate change, particularly its impact on global health. Since 2015, the year of the Paris Agreement, the experts affiliated with the Lancet Countdown Commission have published yearly reports, trusted source assessing this situation and keeping signatory governments and decision-makers accountable for the commitments they have taken on following the agreement. The latest report, which appeared in the Lancet Trusted Source in October 2021, records deepening inequities across all regions as global heating remains a concern. The report discusses the impact of climate change in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it emphasizes the concern caused by extreme heat events and related natural disasters that have occurred over the past 2 years. Among the issues outlined in the Lancet Countdown Report 2021, there is the impact of climate change on the livelihood of communities around the world, its direct and indirect effect on mental and physical health, and the way in which it contributes to the spread of infectious diseases. These findings largely coincide with those outlined by another set of landmark reports on climate change, those of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. According to the IPCC 2022 reports, at present, extreme weather events caused by human action are surpassing the resilience of some ecological and human systems, sometimes with irreversible effects. The reports show that weather extremes related to climate change have affected the productivity of various food sectors, including agricultural, forestry, and fishery sectors, around the world, thus exacerbating food insecurity. They also emphasize the impact of climate change on mental health and the ways in which it contributes to the spread of vector-borne communicable diseases. In our latest installment of the In Conversation podcast, we discuss these aspects at length with two key experts. One of them is Professor David Pension, Honorary Professor of Health and Sustainable Development at the University of Exeter in the United Kingdom, and founder of the Sustainable Development Unit for National Health Services England and Public Health England. What climate change means for sustainability according to the Lancet Countdown Report 2021, the world is now 1.2 degrees Celsius warmer than in the pre-industrial period, 1850 to 1900 hours, with the past few years recorded as the hottest yet. 2016 has seen the highest levels of heat around the world. The IPCC report's 2022 record the current global heat level is even higher, placing it at 1.5 degrees Celsius, 34.7 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter compared with the pre-industrial period. According to data from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, most of the global heating has occurred abruptly over the past 40 years as a result of human activity that has led to an increase in greenhouse gas levels. Climate change and physical health. But climate change, particularly extreme heat and extreme weather events, can have a more direct impact on the human body, sometimes in surprising ways. A recent study from the Karolinska Institute in Sweden showed that more and more people are getting hospitalized with hyponatremia, abnormally low sodium levels, due to high outdoor temperatures. Oversimplified, hyponatremia can be the result of sodium deficiency, low intake or high losses, or excess water, study co-author Dr. Jacob Skov told Medical News Today. Here are two plausible explanations for heat-related hyponatremia. Salt loss from sweating resulting in a sodium deficit or excessive hydration, due to an exaggerated fear of dehydration, he explained. There is also some evidence that temperature variations might influence the way in which the immune system reacts to pathogens, such as viruses. For example, a study that appeared in PNAS in 2019 looked at how efficiently the immune systems of mice reacted to influenza viruses under different temperature conditions. The researchers found that mice that they had exposed to high ambient temperatures of 36 degrees Celsius, 96.8 degrees Fahrenheit, had a dampened immune response to the influenza virus. Climate change and infectious diseases. Another particularly concerning issue in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic is the effect that climate change has on the spread of infectious diseases. The Lancet Countdown 2021 report emphasizes that the changing environmental conditions are also increasing the suitability for the transmission of many waterborne, airborne, foodborne, and vector-borne pathogens, undermining the efforts of medical scientists and public health organizations to mitigate this threat. According to the Lancet Countdown report, some of the diseases whose transmissibility is increased due to climate change-related factors include malaria and diseases caused by arboviruses like dengue, Zika, and chikungunya. All these are vector-borne diseases. Research trusted source has shown that climate change affects the environment where pathogen-carrying vectors, such as insects, particularly mosquitoes, live, impacting their migration and life cycle patterns. This can lead to the vectors carrying pathogens to different regions than the ones they initially inhabited. For example, climate change can also influence how long pathogen-carrying vectors survive, and it can impact the incubation period of certain viruses through temperature fluctuations. Pathways to recovery. Treat climate change as a health issue. It is increasingly clear that human health and the health of our global environments are crucially interconnected, and that we cannot have one without the other. Yet, the Land Commission 2021 report found governments and decision-makers lacking in their efforts to stop climate change and mitigate its negative impacts.